me in particular, mental toughness is just true grit, it's holding on. Yes, it's going to be bad, yes, it's going to be difficult, but usually in those difficult times, it doesn't get much worse than that. So I'm Rhys Jenkins from South Wales, Penarth, just outside of Cardiff. I'm an ultra runner slash athlete, I guess you'd call me. I am tackling a fastest known time, which is the Wales Coast Path, the full length from north to south, including Anglesey. The current record is 20 and a half days, and I'm aiming for anything less, but my main target is 19 days. That's all. Right.
See you later.
Cool.
Enjoy.
The Wales Coastal Path starts in Chester and ends in Chepstow. In between that you have 870 miles of rural coastline where you're open to the elements, and it's 55,000 feet worth of climb, which is the equivalent of going up and down Everest 4.5 times. If you break that down into 19 days, which is my target, I'm going to have to be covering at least 45 to 46 miles a day to get me there within the time. A couple of days ago I was quite nervous and I was sort of a bit, not panicky, but you know, sort of hitting home a little bit. But ever since last night, I think it's sort of, I've just accepted it. I've accepted it's going to happen, and what will be will be. I'm pretty excited by it. I'm excited to do it with my wife as well, because it's a bit of an adventure. We know it's a challenge, but if we look at it like an adventure, it's less intimidating as well.
Mental toughness is a personality characteristic. It's about your ability to set difficult, challenging goals. It's about your ability to control emotions, about to use emotions to be able to achieve success, about recognizing unpleasant emotions are describing the difficulty of the situation. It's about having the confidence and belief in yourself to keep going and achieve your goals. The benefits of mental toughness are that you will tend to achieve more than what you think you can. You will be able to come back from difficult moments, and they're really good qualities for people to have, because you will be able to achieve things that possibly beyond what you thought you could do at the start. Mental toughness comprises confidence, commitment, control and challenge. Challenge is important to mental toughness because there will be times when things are very difficult, where things are going wrong, you might be experiencing unpleasant emotions, the people around you experience unpleasant emotions. So by having that personality characteristics, you'll have the ability to show others and show yourself that you can keep going. The mental tough performers will view challenges as opportunities and not threats, and they'll not be overwhelmed by risk. It's the need to achieve far outweighs the fear of failure.
Toughest mile will be the first mile for sure. Just because I know I've got 870 miles ahead of me. It always is. Whatever race I do, the first mile always sucks, because it sucks right now because I just want to get going. I want to make forward progress. I'm just standing on the spot ready to go. So that first mile will suck, and you have to deal with your breathing. You're getting used to your kit, you know, the path ahead of you, your surroundings. I think the story of day one was...
Well done.
Thank you. You alright?
Yeah.
How are you?
All the better for you.
The way I'm feeling right now, I think I've managed today well. I think I'll wake up tomorrow in pain, but it won't be anything which is debilitating. Like, there's no hot spots, and like a hot spot would be like an injury, like, you know, in your calf, a bad knot or something in your feet. And don't get me wrong, they're tired and they're aching, but there's nothing serious going on. And I think that was the plan for day one. Prepare the body for what lies ahead. I think, yes, from the second day onwards, I started losing miles each day. From that point onwards, you're then rejigging the numbers. You're sort of in your head figuring out what miles you need to hit every day. Okay, I've dropped a mile today, so I need to do 46 tomorrow. You'd think that would be the natural process, but actually the day after was just as sucky, and I lost a few more miles. And then you do end up in this downward spiral. And what we ended up doing was, okay, the 7.5 miles was perfect because it's a nice distance. You've put that in front of you or behind you, you can achieve it. By the end of that had gone out the window. It was 7.5 miles was not a number to us. We upped the first checkpoint of the day up to, like, I think at one point it got to 24 miles, which is almost a marathon. So I was running a marathon before even seeing any support crew for the day. It was, yes, to some people that may have been daft and whatnot, but to me, I became stronger, and mentally, I was becoming stronger as well. I was being able to process it, because then when I get to that first checkpoint, I've got 24 miles underneath my belt. I may not get on the head by here now before it gets too wet, and we've just had a mile and a half of beach.
Huh?
I'm literally just like, and now I'm meeting into those 12 hours of where we said we'd rest and eat. What are we at? I need to know what we're at.
Most of it's road now, Rhys.
So I run across that, it's f***ing horrible.
I know, I understand that. So we're here. Yeah. Alright, so you do that little road. It does look like you go on to a beach. Then you're on road, all the way out to Pemon Point on roads. And then I presume that's like track.
Right.
Track.
Well,
so
I'm keen, I'll stop at 44 today. That still puts me ahead of what our attempt would be anyway. Alright? Because that's just...
What, you at Pemon Point?
Yeah.
Up here?
stop at Pemon, yeah?
Yeah.
Commitment, it's about your focus, your reliability, about your ability to set goals and be able to come back when things are really difficult. To have commitment, you must have a strong need to achieve. But when we have a need to achieve and it's very difficult, we get a fear of failure. So what you've got to be able to do is put the need to achieve far greater than the fear of failure, so that you are, in essence, showing lots of energy, driving forwards to achieve your goals.
The reason I'm doing it is obviously selfish reasons, that I want a challenge and adventure, but I'm also doing it for charity, and I'm doing it for 3 charities which are extremely close to me and my family, and one of which is the NSPCC. It's a charity which is close to me in Kerris. When she was younger, she was abused, so it's something which we've supported ever since we've been together, and she's supported all her life. Maggie's is a cancer charity. It's a charity which supported my mum when she had cancer. And then the other charity is CF Warriors, and that's a best friend of mine, Josh Llewellyn-Jones, who has cystic fibrosis. And his main goal in life is to get kids with cystic fibrosis exercising. When you bring those three charities together, and those three reasons behind those charities, and those three people you attach those charities to, you've got your why, and you need your why to be greater than your reason for giving up. And yeah, my why's pretty strong. It's because of it.
That's why you run.
Yeah, I get to eat whatever I want.
Too much commitment can be a bad thing. You may not know when to stop. You may be so determined to achieve your goals that you may make some decisions which actually later may not be that advisable.
He will have limits, and there's only one person that knows those limits, and that's Rhys. One in particular, where he just continued and continued. Even though he was really ill, he was being sick regularly. The race director eventually said, "I'm really sorry, but you're not going on any further." And even then, he tried to ask if he could stay in the race. It's the fact that he knew his limit and he kept going, and that really upset me, because I just thought, why would you do that to yourself? Or more importantly, you know, what if something actually happened? Because that could have potentially been a horrific, you know, worst case scenario. It's fatal.
The day before yesterday we started off in Nevin and it was just apocalyptic. It just reminded me of a horrible race I'd been through before. And then get out of the car.
It was a great start to the day.
Get out of the car and start playing.
When I run, I put music in, and that sort of motivates me. It keeps my mind focused on what's in front of you. So you go back to, okay, what can I actually do to help with the challenge now? Just one step forward. Take your time, look at your heart rate, make sure you're taking on enough fluid, the food intake. You just go back to the basics, the little things which will add together and create this big thing at the end, which will be the 870 miles along the path.
It's painful and it's tiring, it's relentless. Especially day to day, today is just slow progress forward. I don't know what the elevation was, but I know tomorrow's going to be the worst day by far. It's escapism. It's doing something good for charity as well. People tend to donate when I do silly stuff like this, and you just get to focus on that. It's quite simple what I'm doing. I'm just running. It's more difficult for Karis, my wife, who's got to hold everything else together.
My wife, Karis, she is an incredible individual. She's somebody which I was running for. She's amazing at logistics, but she's amazing at dealing with me. And it's a huge motivation. It's knowing that I get to see her every checkpoint. I get to be with her. I get to share views like this stuff. And it's memories which will last a lifetime. She knows how to calm me down with just a couple of words, or even just a tap on the shoulder or a punch in the arm. It's like she knows those little triggers which diffuse me. It may not diffuse me straight away, but maybe 30 seconds, maybe 30 minutes down the line, I'll be back to square one. But I think the issue towards the end of that challenge was she'd diffuse me and then something else would kick me off. She'd diffuse me, something else would kick me off. It was just, she was putting out fires by the end of it. Yeah, the support she gives me is fantastic, and we are a great team together. She's, what can I say? What else can I say about you?
Control is about your self-esteem, and self-esteem helps you have a positive sense of self-worth, and that can be really useful for when situations are quite negative. Control is also about your emotions. Emotions are signals. They tell us about ourselves, they tell us about our environment. If you've got mental toughness and the ability to be able to read those and then have strategies to be able to act on them that help you achieve your goals, that can be really, really helpful.
I'm a big believer when it comes to these challenges and whatever you do in life, you try to control the controllables. It's the stuff you can actually have an impact on which will affect the end product or result. But when it came to their challenge in particular, there's certain things you can't control. So the path is the path. The path is whatever is in front of you and you have to tackle that.
I think that's 39.5 miles for today, so
Okay.
5.5 short. One of those things.
In the sunshine this time.
I hope so, because I was told we thought it was going to be good
Yeah, we
weather
thought it
today
was
as
gonna
well.
be cloudy today. We didn't think it was me. We just
Done
thought
with
it
all
was
this weather.
I know.
Thank you guys, sorry. Thank you.
No, don't worry about it. What happened?
That's my ankle, baby.
What do you mean? hurting you, is what you mean?
Yes, it's really hurting me.
Okay, well we've got things that can help manage that now. So we'll test those out tomorrow.
Just outside of Swansea, we had a bit of a, what would you call it, a discussion where the support crew sort of were worried that we weren't going to make it on time. A lot of, I think it was 5 or 6 different people had input into what the strategy should be from, I think it was 150 miles to the end. In my head, it was a massive roller coaster ride.
Can you talk to Rhys about the calculations and how you've worked them out, please?
How are we doing for this? You alright?
Yeah.
What day?
Has anyone taken into account the fact that it's flat now?
Yes.
The fact that it's actually gone?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's where the 4.7 miles comes in though.
Yeah, you average on the flats 4.7 miles an hour when running.
Okay.
So you can work it out from that how long you need in time to achieve the distance you want.
So I don't understand why I thought the deal was we said it was 50-50 and then it was only 45 on the final day. So I don't get why
You don't want 50. You don't want 45 on the final day, preferably.
The other options is he could do 50 today, have a little sleep, and get up early tomorrow and just do it all night.
You're better off. Well, no, I know. You're better off if you want to sleep in your own bed. Do it for a couple of hours the next night because you're 10 minutes from home.
But it's whether he continues now, just non-stop,
What's the weather
doing
like
20
next week?
miles, then having 2 hours sleep, doing 20 miles, having 2 hours sleep. This is where it's
up
now
to him.
down to Rhys's decision.
And there is an element where actually through the night you can have a bit more time out of the sun. Now.
Is there an
We'll
option
be calling out the ruts. We'll be calling out the holes, making sure you don't go
to
there.
do what you're doing today and do the all night on Sunday?
There is, but what's the point in doing that? Why are we dragging him out having shit night's sleep?
Break it down. Let's just get today done. And then let's see where we are at the next point. Let's see if you want to keep going. Let's see if we can keep pushing it.
What have you got left today? 20, is it? 30.
I'm not being negative. I'm just trying to give you. I just need you to know the mileage you've got left after both call, and it's up to you how you do it. Can we just have 1 minute?
Yeah.
Please?
Go for it.
I'm quite an emotional person, and I think I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I can't really hide much from somebody if I'm pissed off or if I'm upset or if I'm over the moon. And I think in that van it was a pivotal moment. It was one of the worst feelings on the whole trip, really. It's something you thought people were doubting you, but actually I do love a bit of doubt because it means people have written you off. And if people write you off, it takes the pressure off you in a way. And it gives you a fire to go back out there and put your middle finger up to them. And I use that as a motivation. That is what I do. I'll take that negative and spin it into a way in my head. It may not make sense to other people, but that will give me another fire. It will give me another layer of grit to burn off as I'm going along.
miles to Penarth. Yeah, it's probably about that, isn't it?
If I've got 103 miles left. Yeah. Thank you so much for everything, mate.
You know the rest of the route inside out.
I do. Just need to get my arse in gear, don't I?
It'll be fine. 6 hours sleep, massage from Stu, good food. It'll be all good.
Lots of Cocosmo. But it was the last, I call it, pointless day. So now it's 2 really important days. I get a reward on both days. So
is the target in sight?
It's on the cusp, isn't it?
It's doable.
Yeah. It's doable, yeah, it's doable. We just need to stick to our guns and, what was it? Believe in the strategy or whatever you said.
Just believe in the process.
I'm happy that I'm within touching distance, and I think that was always the game plan, to be able to strike, so yes, let's see what I can do with my ankle overnight and go again.
Hold your own and take your body close to mine. Hear the whisper of a ranger.
I got told ages ago not to burn all your matches in one go. And I guess in a way I tried to keep my fire fueling throughout, and people and meeting new people and making new friendships is something which adds to my fuel and my determination. I had a special guest come out and run with me. His name's Matthew Pritchard, and I'd like to call him a friend now because he's a lovely gent. Seriously, the moment he turned up, the energy just went woof. It was like somebody injected you with adrenaline. He was literally, it was amazing.
If Rhys says to me later he can't do it anymore, then I'll kick him in the No, if Rhys says to me that he can't do it, then of course he can. He knows he can. I know he can. I know tonight his aim is to get to Penarth, but I know deep down in his heart he wants to beat that record by hours, not by minutes, by hours. You can see it in his head, the things he's saying. He wants to beat it by hours, and there's only one way to beat it by hours, and that's just keep going. Keep going, block off the pain, keep rocking. And if it gets really bad, cry. And if it gets really, really bad, stick Motorhead on. And just go bonkers.
Van life, waiting for you to come in Caswell Bay, and just taking a moment to reflect on this challenge and what you're doing and what we've been doing together as a team. Yeah, it's tough, but I think I'm just so incredibly proud of you, and I'm just so grateful to have you as my husband and somebody who stands up for what I believe in and has the ability to put their body on the line and the willingness to put their body on the line to help kids, people with cancer, people with CF. Just didn't expect to experience this on this challenge, and just every moment I feel so proud of you when we don't get the opportunity to talk about it while the challenge is actually happening, and I'm sure we'll reflect loads, but I just need you to know.
What? You coming here or no? Thank you.
Get a bit of sleep and start again tomorrow, and that's it. Last day out of all these days. Make it count, you know? I've been through so much in these last 20 days. This is you know, it now.
So close,
All right?
mate.
So close.
Right. What's the really on fire?
Try and get moving. It'll be alright. Keep moving forwards.
See you in a couple of minutes. Okay. Come on.
Confidence is a key part of mental toughness, and confidence can determine whether you achieve your goals. Many people have tremendous abilities and skills, but it's the ability to access them, and what confidence does, it unlocks that ability. So if you have a resilient belief in your confidence that you will be able to perform those skills under pressure when it really matters, you are more likely to be able to do so.
Over the 10 years, I've obviously pushed my body quite to the extreme, some people may say. But my mind has been through it all as well. It's been through the ringer. And it's almost like a piece of string or a bit of plastic or something which you try stretching that a little bit further every time, a little bit further every time. And with my mind, it's now in the case where my body has its coping mechanisms, but so does my mind. I have these little mental tricks I can play on myself, these little games. I have the people in place as well, which know how to deal with it. Because ultra running is a lonely sport, but it's also a team sport. And you have these people around you, support networks, that will get you to the finish line. home stretch from the final day started off horrific. It was 5 a.m. start after going to bed at midnight, so 5 hours, which I barely slept a wink because my cruel coaches made me sleep in the back of a van and not a bed, which was an absolute masterstroke. It was fantastic. At the time I hated it, but now looking back it was a game changer. The last day started off slow. I was with Nick, Tom and Chris, and I think they all got told that I wasn't really going to speak much. And as soon as I left the van, I just started speaking about pointless crap, growing up as a child, where we were walking through, because we were walking through Penarth. And then I just started running and jogging gently and gently and gently. And then that jog turned into a run, and we just started running. And then I could just feel every stride of the way I was getting closer and closer, and it was almost like just something lifting off every time. It was like another tick, another tick. You could feel the weight coming off me. And that last day seemed to fly by. It was difficult, don't get me wrong, I was still knackered, but it was just a special day where friends and family were coming out, Pritchard popped up, and I was putting down some fast time. And it's because I was knew I was close to the finish line. Like, in my head, I was like, the game plan is played off. Like, I've managed to navigate this. Now you need to savor it and make the most of it.
Oh man, like man, hey, you're doing it, alright? Hey, remember it's the getting here, and then the bonus, alright? It's the getting here, Shag. Alright?
I may have one or two sit down breaks, just to absorb what I've achieved.
Cool. Are you having half an hour here? Yeah. So 10 to, we're going.
10 to?
Yeah, he's right.
I think I'm till that,
Babe, it's not even 9:30 now.
Such a dick.
So funny. You're so sneaky.
You have to keep me on for a cotton.
Yeah. Naughty.
Yeah.
Right. Bye.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Steve carried the flag all day with him, didn't tell me. And again, 3 miles out when it sort of hit home, he went, oh, this is the flag. And I was like, the flag. And then literally just took it out the thing straight away, wrapped around my wrist and ran like 2 miles with it around my wrist. And then sort of just put it around the shoulders and went over the thing. It's just like, I'm a hugely patriotic person when it comes to Wales. And to have that whilst dragging on my shoulders as I cross the finish line is something I will always do now with anything I finish. It makes it that more special.
Congratulations, pal.
I think my emotions came out on the line. I'm quite complete right now, I think. Quite satisfied and like fulfilled. It was a bucket list item, and I genuinely, up until this morning, I didn't know if I'd get it. I felt like this morning with no sleep, and I genuinely was freaking out in the night with Keris, just saying I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this. And I don't think I believed it until 2 or 3 miles away. So, oh, she's inspired me. She's incredible. She's the driving force behind me, and she's also the glue that kept me stuck together, and also my ankle. She's just amazing, and I couldn't have done it without her. I think we did it together. It wasn't just me. It was, you can't do one without the other, and yeah, I think we both proved ourselves pretty well. A hell of a journey, which I think almost broke me. Yeah, I think it broke me quite a few times, but just kept on holding on, and I think the plan was always to hold on, and I managed to hang on close enough to be able to put a sucker punch in at the end and get it. So yeah, that was the plan, and it paid off, and I'm just blessed with an amazing country and amazing family, friends, and no, it's yeah, amazing. I am not superhuman, no. I'm just an average person who can put up with a load of and somehow keep moving forward when most people would stop. 100% anybody can achieve anything they want. Your mind is capable of so much more than you think it is, and so is your body. Was the Wales Coastal Path the end? No, it's just the beginning.